Which of the following responses is appropriate when approaching a steady yellow traffic signal? A. Slow down and stop, unless you are already in the intersection. B. Slow down and stop, always. C. Continue through the intersection carefully, always. D. Speed up to get through the intersection. Which of the following responses is appropriate when approaching a steady yellow traffic signal? A. Slow down and stop, unless you are already in the intersection. A yellow traffic light communicates that drivers should use caution because the light is about to change to red. If you see a yellow light as you approach an intersection, you should slow down and come to a stop if it is safe to do so. However, if you are already in the intersection or entering the intersection as the light changes to yellow, you should proceed through the intersection carefully. Which lines indicate passing is allowed if there are no oncoming cars? A. Broken yellow. B. Solid yellow. C. Double yellow. D. Solid white. A. Broken yellow lines indicate passing is allowed if there are no oncoming cars. Different colors and configurations of lane markings communicate which types of moves are allowed from the lane you are traveling in. You may only enter into the opposite lane of traffic to pass vehicles moving in the same direction as you when there is a broken yellow line on your side of the road. If the broken yellow line is on your side, you are allowed to enter into the opposite lane to make a pass as long as there are no oncoming vehicles. It is illegal to park if a crosswalk is within A. 5 feet, B. 30 feet, C. 10 feet, D. 20 feet. It is illegal to park if a crosswalk is within D. 20 feet. It's important to know some of the places you are never allowed to park your vehicle. It's also important to realize that these illegal parking spots may not always be marked by a "no parking" sign or painted curb. Parking within or too close to a pedestrian crosswalk is not allowed. Pentagonal signs are used to indicate A. Stop signs, B. Work zones, C. Yield signs, D. School zones. Pentagonal signs are used to indicate D. School zones. Pentagons, or five-sided road signs, are used to indicate that you are driving in a school zone. School zone signs may alert you to pedestrian crossings, school bus stops, and school zone speed limits. These types of signs will either be yellow or fluorescent green. It is more dangerous to drive at night than in daytime because A. Wild animals are more active at night. B. Visibility is greatly reduced. C. Glare from the headlights of other vehicles. D. All of these. It is more dangerous to drive at night than in daytime because D. All of these. Driving at night is more dangerous than driving during the day for a variety of reasons. At night, you simply cannot see as far ahead and around your vehicle than during the day. That means you'll have less time to see and respond to potential hazards as they arise. Can you turn left on red? A. No, you can never turn left at a red light. B. Yes, you can always turn left at a red light. C. Yes, if you are turning from a two-way street onto a one-way street. D. Yes, if you are turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street. Can you turn left on red? D. Yes, if you are turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street. You can only turn left at a red light if you are turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street, unless it is prohibited by any traffic signs. If you are going to turn left on red, one-way street to one-way street only, you'll need to yield to any pedestrians, bicycles, and other vehicles first. Hov lanes are reserved for A. Buses only. B. Rush hour traffic. C. Emergency vehicles only. D. Vehicles with two or more people. Hov lanes are reserved for D. Vehicles with two or more people. On some freeways, the left lane is designated as an Hov lane. HOV stands for high occupancy vehicles, which is typically defined as vehicles carrying 2 or more passengers including the driver. Determine a safe speed to travel based on A. Traffic levels. B. The posted speed limit. C. All present conditions. D. Weather conditions. Determine a safe speed to travel based on C. All present conditions. The safest driving speed is based on a variety of factors, all of which need to be considered in order to adjust your travel speed to what's best for the current conditions. The main factors that should influence the speed you are driving include the posted speed limit for the road you are on, which dictates the maximum speed under good driving conditions. The current weather conditions. How much traffic is on the road. The conditions of the road surface. Construction or other things going on near the road. The types of vehicles you are driving near. Visibility. The flow of traffic. At what temperature are icy roads most slippery? A. When it is windy. B. 32 or above. C. 32 or below. D. When it is shady. At what temperature are icy roads most slippery? C. 32 or below. The freezing point of water is 32, which means that icy roads are most slippery when the air temperature is at or below that point. Temperatures at or below freezing can make driving extremely dangerous. Icy spots on the road can form even in places where you don't expect it. When is it legal to cross a double solid yellow line? A. When traffic is backed up. B. When you want to pass another vehicle. C. Under no circumstances. D. When you are turning left to exit the roadway. When is it legal to cross a double solid yellow line? D. When you are turning left to exit the roadway. Unless otherwise prohibited by a sign, drivers are permitted to cross over double solid yellow lines to turn left and exit the road. If there are designated turn lanes or shared center turn lanes, use those. Whenever you need to make a left turn against oncoming traffic, be sure to do so safely. Great job! Here are some of your next steps to getting your learner's permit or driver's license. Read and study the official driver handbook from your state DMV. Take more free practice tests at puedomanejar.com. Gather all your necessary forms and documents before you visit the DMV office. Before you know it, you'll be driving in your very own car all by yourself. puedomanejar.com. Free DMV practice tests and much more to help you pass your real exams. Visit us today.